I hope everybody had a wonderful July 4th weekend because today we got a lot of news to discover. We're talking about a huge announcement. We're talking about WWE returns. We're talking about some pretty bad news for WWE. I mean, it's kind of crazy that we even got to discuss it. And then, of course, we got to talk about some great news for AEW as well. It's all coming up right here on the Ango Show. And if you guys want more videos like this, go ahead and click that subscribe button. And again, hopefully you guys all had a safe and happy and an amazing holiday weekend. I want to kick things off with some very good news for AEW and more specifically Forbidden Door. Now, I know it kind of sounds crazy that we're speeding up and we're talking about Forbidden Door. We don't even know what they're doing for the Forbidden Door pay-per-view this year. I mean, we're waiting for All In, which is going to happen this weekend. And obviously, that's a relatively big deal because All In is like the big staple for AEW. And they're doing relatively good with their ticket sales. But now Tony Khan was actually speaking to Raj Prasad of Yahoo Sports Uncrowned, which is like an outlet for Yahoo that does focus on professional wrestling. Tony Khan commented on Forbidden Door, and he says each year Forbidden Door has emanated from an iconic wrestling venue in one of the greatest wrestling cities in the world, and this year will be the biggest one yet. It's one of the biggest gates in the history of AEW already, and it's going to be a massive event collaborating with our friends and partners at New Japan Pro Wrestling. Now, keep in mind at this time, AEW has actually yet to announce any sort of matches. They haven't really built any feuds for the Forbidden Door pay-per-view, and the event actually takes place next month, August 24th. Now, of course, there's going to be a lot of debate about AEW and where they stand creatively, and obviously, a lot of people are going to have their own interesting opinions surrounding AEW, and of course, creative is subjective. But what we are witnessing firsthand right now, as it stands in 2025, AEW is starting to actually improve. They're starting to actually do things the right way. So this is good news, right? Like having a huge gate and it goes to show you that tides are turning. All in ticket sales are relatively good as well. Just ultimately some really good news for AEW. Right now, I still don't feel as if the product is for me, but I think it's good to see that they are making improvements and strides because we all know since the CM Punk departure, things have really gone downhill for the company. That's going to bring us to our next topic. Ladies and gentlemen, we should probably talk about this. There's a couple returns that we need to discuss. Chavo Guerrero is apparently back in WWE, and WWE is apparently bringing back the Iconics. Now, we'll start with Chavo Guerrero, largely due to the fact that Chavo Guerrero is somebody who obviously used to be in the WWE in the past. And with Chavo Guerrero, there was this new report that came from Fightful that sources have claimed that Chavo Guerrero spoke to ahead of and around WWE AAA Worlds Collide, and he actually claims that he said he is back with the company in a official capacity. So regarding Chavo Guerrero, we don't know obviously where he stands in WWE. Is it a producer? Is he like a liaison for AAA and WWE? We don't know all of the official details regarding his WWE return, but the fact that he's back in an official capacity is a good thing, right? Like I would say for him to have a job in WWE currently as it stands, that's obviously good. Um, I don't know if Chavo will ever really get credit for some of the things that he's actually been really good with in the past, but we saw him in AEW. It didn't really work out. Um, I feel like there was a lot of quietness surrounding that, and then uh, obviously, you know, he left. So now we're gonna find out what happens. Regarding the inspiration, not the Iconics. We can't call them the Iconics anymore. They've been back in TNA. We know that they've signed to the company. WWE is apparently bringing them back, which is awesome in my opinion. I think WWE bringing back the Iconics will be great. The idea is that they'll be there for Evolution 2. Now, of course, WWE Evolution 2, I want to say it's officially 6 or 7 matches on the card, and then there will be a women's battle royal. With the women's battle royal, we'll see who's a participant, but more than likely the inspiration will be part of it. We do know Masha Slamovich will be at Evolution 2 as well. So WWE bringing back the inspiration is pretty awesome. But of course, it's really just going to depend on what WWE wants to do, moving forward. If this is a one off appearance, okay, cool. If they want, If they want to utilize them for NXT, that's always a possibility. I just obviously they're contracted to TNA, so you shouldn't really expect anything, you know, like permanent, I guess is the word that I'm looking for. So yeah, I mean, like this is cool, right? You know, more WWE returns. I feel like we're constantly talking about returns these days, so that's that. Let's talk about the huge WWE announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, WWE NXT, it's official. WWE is going to be doing something that I think we all kind of saw coming to a certain degree. Um, but they're not running the 2300 arena in August. But instead, a special edition of NXT will take place Tuesday, August 19th in Philadelphia. This time, it's going to be taking place at the Met Philadelphia, and the show will air live on the CW starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Tickets will go on sale this Wednesday, July 9th at 10 a.m. via Ticketmaster. Fans could get their tickets and pre-sale and all that good stuff using the code NXT Live. For those who don't know this venue, it's a really sick venue. Honestly, it looks really great. It seats about 3,500 fans, maybe a little bit more or less, just depending on the setup for the ring and stuff. But the reason why I bring this up is because there was talks that WWE was going to try to run the 2300 arena. Now they're not trying to run now they're not trying to run that arena. I think it's funny personally. WWE obviously counter programming and trying to compete with AEW. Let me rephrase that. It's not that they're trying to compete with AEW. They obviously beat AEW, but they are trying to stifle the competition with AEW. They're trying to slow down AEW. And in this event, going to Philadelphia, it's like, okay, well, clearly we know what their strategy is, and it makes a lot of sense as to why WWE is doing it. But when you look at ticket sales and things of that nature, it's interesting. And the reason why I bring that up is because we do actually have some bad news regarding ticket sales for WWE Evolution 2. This is one of the lowest ticket sales for a WWE main roster PLE in several years. And what makes it actually really crazy is WrestleTix, of course, has been keeping up to date with all of the ticket sales regarding the event. And listen, I think this is going to be one of those things. Maybe people don't want to hear it. Maybe people are bothered by it. But Evolution 2 is not selling well with their ticket sales. I mean, the last update just this past weekend was that they only distributed 4,800 tickets according to WrestleTix, and they're only set up for 6,600. So there is a lot of tickets left. The big concern here is that maybe the all women's pay-per-view cannot actually draw as much as people were thinking it would. I think WWE can make some last minute strides. It's a very stacked card and there's very big names on it, but maybe trying to compete with AEW and trying to slow down AEW is getting in WWE's way of truly being the best version of themselves. I don't know, but this is a strange situation. Evolution is not really doing as well as it should. The build was only 2 weeks. Maybe WWE should rethink its strategy. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want more videos like this, go ahead and click that subscribe button. This way you never miss a video on the channel. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time.